Hello, everybody, and welcome to the GM Toolbox. I'm Joe, and this is your Black Flag Friday update. Today is Friday, March 3rd, 2023, and on schedule we have yet another Black Flag update. So let's dive in and take a look. So here's this week's blog post from Kobold Press entitled From the Crow's Nest. So what they're doing here is kind of giving a high-level overview of everything that's happening currently around Project Black Flag with the playtest packet 1 and looking ahead at playtest packet number 2. First thing they're kind of looking over here is what our feedback was to them. So it sounds like they really are listening to your feedback, and so far they have some bullet points here. So first they said that a few of the things that people wanted to see was for them to develop the existing talents to build out the full talent catalog. So that was a big thing that I had said too, is I want to see more of the talents. They gave us a couple of samples, but we really need to see what the entire talent catalog is going to look like. The next thing is to streamline the organization of heritage options. I heard some mixed things on heritage. There were parts I liked, parts I didn't. And I think a lot of people just felt that maybe it was a little convoluted. It needs to be streamlined a little better, so maybe they're going to look into that. Revisit the lineage and heritage options to improve balance. That was definitely something that I think we had pointed out, that a couple of the things look really good, maybe even too powerful, where others just did not seem great at all. I know I had even given some suggestions on stuff, but really what it came down to was some things felt good and some things just didn't. Eliminate the forced choice of either ability score or gaining a new talent for class milestones. I don't know what this is going to really entail. Does this mean that we get both? Does this mean you get one or the other? I kind of like the idea of both. I don't think it's going to make it overly powerful if everything is balanced properly for it. How this will affect current 5e encounters is really that current CR is going to be, a little more underwhelming than it maybe already is. But I do think that things like Tome of Beast and Tome of Beast 3 and Creature Codex will still work pretty well because those have always been pretty well balanced. But maybe they'll kind of suggest a different CR scaling in the new core fantasy rule system. So we'll take a look at that when it comes out and we have more information. And finally, they want to just clarify mechanical language. I know one thing they didn't put it in here, but around the point buy system, it seemed like they needed to add another point, and that the standard array might have been a little off as well. That needed to be a little bumped up. So maybe that's part of that. But I think that overall, playtest packet 1 was pretty good. Definitely needed a little work, but pretty good. So what they're saying here now is looking ahead at playtest packet number 2. One of the things that they said was that playtest packet 1 will affect playtest packet 2. So my guess is they're going back in and saying, okay, let's fix the stuff in 1, and then let's build out 2 to balance with what we're doing with 1. So they're not just going to give us 2 as it would have been had we not playtested 1. They're going to fix it all and give it to us. So that's really good. I wonder if we'll see an updated version of 1 along with 2. I don't know. That would be kind of nice to see, so we can kind of evaluate the new stuff with the old stuff. But we will see. Changes to spellcasting rules for robust and thematic concepts. Characters find their magic sources among the 4 circles of magic: arcane, divine, primordial, and weird. I kind of get arcane and divine. Even primordial maybe is kind of like druid stuff. Don't know what the last one's supposed to represent, but it sounds like what they're going to do, rather than maybe like wizard spell list and cleric spell list and bard spell list, all the individual ones, there'll be 4 spell lists and you just pick from whichever one of the 4. I think that's going to be how it's done, and it makes a lot of sense. Previews of the new Arcane Circle ritual list, an updated list of spells you know and love from the SRD. So we should see all of our SRD spells updated, which is great. And then we're going to get 2 classes, at least the first 8 levels of both fighter and wizard class we should see, including features of 2 subclasses from each. So we can really build a character at this point. We can do a melee character and we can do a casting character. So that'll be nice between the heritage lineage and the class stuff and what few backgrounds we have. 8 levels, 2 subclasses. It's enough to really roll up a character and see what it's like. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing that. And then this sounds interesting. A new fail-forward luck mechanic to replace inspiration. Transform failure into a spendable resource to influence future rolls. A handful of new talents. It sounds like maybe when you critical fail, you'll get kind of something like an inspiration die that lets you not overly fail, which is kind of nice. Like, you ever have those days where you just keep on rolling badly? It'd be nice to have something to help, bump that up and make those sessions a little less painful. And then the new talent. So coming back up to the top, we talked about wanting to see the entire, talent catalog built out. It sounds like maybe not the entire catalog, but we'll see a bunch of new talents as well and start getting an idea of how these talents are going to fit in. And, that'll be another nice part in building these sample characters. So that's really good. On the horizon, they are planning a Kickstarter for Project Black Flag in May. So when this hits, they're going to release quick start rules compilation based on our feedback. So we should get some quick start, like a little quick start guide, and a Kickstarter coming in May. So very, very exciting. Maybe we'll see some concept art around what the covers of the books are going to look like, things like that. So very, very excited. We should see playtest packet 2 in mid-March. So keep an eye out for that and make sure you're playtesting it. We'll be doing some live playtest or character building, sounds like, is really what we focused on some of my live streams. So make sure you hang out for that. So that is it for today's Project Black Flag Friday update. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for future updates on Project Black Flag. I'll keep on bringing them to you. That's it for today. And until next time, raise those flags.